Indiana Fever in the Chicago Sky here from Wintrust Arena. The Fever have really stretched out this one.
There's another player that has wronged Caitlyn Clark, and they're out of the league.
It's not every day the WNBA faces a scandal that shakes the league to its core, but that's exactly what happened when Diamond DeShields made a move that changed her career forever. One reckless, intentional cheap shot on Caitlyn Clark turned Diamond from a rising star to a social media cautionary tale.
She is no longer in the league because she not only got let go by the Chicago Sky, she has been let go by the New York Liberty, and she's crying online about it.
And now, she's officially out of the league. Not just cut, not just benched, blacklisted, gone, done. The WNBA made it clear, mess with their golden child and there are consequences. So what led to her downfall, and how did Caitlyn Clark's meteoric rise play a role? Let's break it down.
Caitlyn Clark is trying to cut in this position right here, and Diamond DeShields just body checks her. Like, it's a foul. This sequence of play was wild. Absolutely, absolutely wild.
It was supposed to be a routine game, the Indiana Fever versus the Chicago Sky. The Fever were dominating with an easy lead, but that's when it all went down. Diamond DeShields had Caitlyn Clark in her sights. Not the ball, not a clean contest, but Clark herself. In one split second, DeShields dropped her shoulder like a linebacker, flattening the face of the WNBA. The refs, they missed it. No whistle, no flagrant, just silence. But the crowd, they saw it. The cameras caught it. Analysts replayed it. And in that moment, Diamond made a statement, loud and clear. This wasn't just a foul, this was personal.
Caitlyn Clark gets hit from behind. How bad, egregious it was from Diamond DeShields. And Caitlyn Clark jumps up and runs away from Diamond DeShields.
But things didn't end on the court. Behind the scenes, the WNBA began taking action. Diamond's minutes started to shrink. Her role in the Chicago Sky reduced to nothing. Then she was quietly shown the door. No press release, no farewell tribute. She was gone.
The league is getting rid of the Caitlyn Clark haters. DJ Currency better move on eggshells, bro. She's the only one left. She is no longer in the league, crying online about it.
But just when it seemed like her career was done for, the New York Liberty came calling, a lifeline. But that didn't last long. The Liberty waived her just as quickly, and still, Diamond was hopeful. She joined the Connecticut Sun thinking this could be her second chance. Until just hours before the season tipped off, she got the dreaded call, cut for good.
Caitlyn Clark is the cash cow in this league. She is the needle mover.
Man, oh man, when Caitlyn Clark does something, everybody celebrates. When Caitlyn Clark does something, there is no jealousy.
Diamond took to social media, and it wasn't pretty. The sadness was real. The caption was raw. She'd driven all the way from Atlanta expecting a fresh start. Instead, she sat alone in her car, surrounded by packed bags, with the weight of her career crashing down. It wasn't just about being cut, it was the realization that she had messed up big time. Fans weren't kind. The comments, savage. Some said, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Others, she gonna cry in the car. The sympathy? Short supply. This wasn't just about a cheap shot on Caitlyn Clark. It was about Diamond's refusal to evolve, her pride, and her toxic attitude. And now the WNBA was making sure she understood that.
Caitlyn Clark played against the Chicago Sky and she got cheap shotted, and there is a sequence of plays that's crazy. And it leads to Caitlyn Clark telling her team, is it Erica Wheeler, that she wanted to fight Diamond DeShields.
For weeks, the WNBA stayed quiet. No official statement, no protection for their biggest star. Fans were outraged, analysts were questioning the league's priorities, and social media exploded. Why was not Caitlyn Clark being protected? She is the face of the league. The WNBA was under a microscope, and ignoring the situation was not going to work.
She assaulted Caitlyn Clark on the court right before Caitlyn Clark came off the court with 3:52 left.
Finally, the silence broke. Diamond's actions had been the straw that broke the camel's back. The WNBA had to act, and they did, loudly. Diamond was out, and it was not just a roster move. It was a message to the entire league. Mess with Caitlyn Clark, and you are done.
Getting waived is crazy, because, like, what do you do after you get waived? I got all my stuff up here that I drove in a rental car from Atlanta, and now I have to drive all my stuff back to Atlanta.
Diamond DeShields actually getting waived from the Connecticut Sun just one day prior to tomorrow's May 16th WNBA's 2025 season tip-off. She looked heartbroken and in pain, with the news of her being waived from the Connecticut Sun.
Now, let's talk about Caitlyn Clark, the lightning rod for controversy, the one who shook the WNBA to its core. It wasn't just her play, it was her presence. Caitlyn Clark isn't just a baller, she's a movement. A white phenom from Iowa, stepping into a mostly black league and dominating like she's been there for years. Her rise wasn't just fast, it was meteoric, and that didn't sit well with everyone.
WNBA commissioner playing in house with these Caitlyn Clark haters.
Some players, including Diamond, saw her success as a threat, not just to their game, but to the culture they had spent years building. Was it jealousy? Resentment? Both? Probably. But the truth is, Caitlyn Clark wasn't just a player, she represented something bigger, something the WNBA needed but wasn't quite ready for. And Diamond, she couldn't handle it.
If you are not producing, okay, if you're not giving them what they need, if you're not putting them stats up, if you ain't putting up no numbers, you're gonna be out of a job. Again, look what just happened to Haley Jones. She just was on Instagram the other day, excited about closing on her home. The very next day, the Atlanta Dream just cut her.
The team will ship 3 to 5 boxes, but I have more than 3 to 5 boxes worth of stuff.
Diamond DeShields was a star on the rise, but when she took that cheap shot, it was like flipping a switch. Her once promising career was about to flatline, and just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, they did. Her cut from the Connecticut Sun wasn't just a roster move, it was the end of the road. No fanfare, no ceremony, no one to thank her for the effort. She was just gone. That Instagram post showing her empty eyes and broken spirits said everything. The WNBA had passed its judgment, and it wasn't in her favor.
Somebody said that the Diamond DeShields flagrant foul on Caitlyn Clark was more dangerous than the Kennedy Carter one.
Diamond's story is the fall of a player who refused to adapt, a player who thought she could keep up with the old guard of the WNBA, but in the end could not handle the new wave. The Caitlyn Clark era is here, and it's clear that the WNBA has made a choice. If you try to drag down the league's biggest star, you will not make it. Caitlyn Clark is the future, she is the blueprint, and anyone who cannot keep up is getting left behind. Diamond's career ended with a thud, not because of a lack of talent, but because of that one reckless moment that sealed her fate. So here's the question, do you think Diamond deserves this? Or was the WNBA too harsh? Let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay up to date with all things WNBA. Do not miss the next video, we'll see you in the next one.